I've done some videos previously about add-ons in Docs, but I wanted to take some time to show you how to use a specific one called gMath. gMath is a fabulous add-on, and you can get it for sheets and forms as well. However, I find myself using it most in Docs, and so I wanted to give you a couple of tips for how I do that. So I'm in a Google Doc. It doesn't matter what Google Doc or how it's formatted, you just need to be in a doc. And I can go up to add-ons. I already have gMath installed, so I have gMath in my add-ons menu. If you don't have it yet, you can go down to Get Add-ons, and you can search through it for it. There it is, and I have it, so it says Manage, but you'll see Add, and you can add it to your add-on menu right with a click there. So to use gMath, again, you go to add-ons and it is gMath. Now there are 4 different things that you can do with gMath, and I'm going to show you each of them. The one that I use the most probably is create math expressions. That just allows you to create formulas and functions and things that look mathematical as opposed to just typing it in text. Now gMath has a very cool interface. First off is the simple one, and it takes some tips from you when you type, and it will format things for you. So there I did 1 divided by 2, and it said I think she wants a fraction, so it put it in fraction form. And you can also use your superscripts and so on and so forth. This is new, and it's really helpful because it doesn't require you to need to know anything about coding or anything behind what actually made that image. Now when you're ready to use your image, you can click on this little arrow that says Insert It, and it will insert your equation into your document. So there you can see it comes up as an image. You can change the size of this image if you don't like how it's sized. You can skew it and so on and so forth. And you can move it around just like you can any other image in a Google Doc. Now you also notice that there was a tab up here that said Advanced. Advanced is where you can go in with the LaTeX code and you can code whatever it is that you want to do. This is helpful for a few things that the simple one might not do for you. So I'm going to do a fraction. There we go. And there we go. 1/2 times x. I'm going to add that into my formula as well. In this advanced, you can get to a few features like you can get to certain symbols, you can get to some different layouts and some functions that will pre-do a matrix for you, which is really handy because the code for that is a little bit messy. If you add any of those things in, if I want to add in a vector notation, I can click on that and it will have that set up for me and I can change it from there. Again, this is using the advanced view. I'm going to add that to my doc. You'll notice that I changed something, but because I had already added the 1/2 x, it stayed there and it added in a new thing. So what if I realize that I did something wrong? I want to change it. Well, if you click on a gMath equation that you've already added in, and then rather than saying insert it, click the other arrow that says edit the math, and it will bring in whatever it was that you'd inserted into the document. So I'm going to change that. I actually wanted it to be 1/4, and then I can send it back to the document with those changes. Usually it won't keep any size changes that you made, so keep that in mind and make sure you have what you want before you change any sizes on those equations. So that's using the equation editor in gMath. The next thing I'm going to show you on the list is how to create a graph. I'm going to click on Create Graph. There are a few different things that you can do. You can choose to graph functions, or you can choose to plot points, and I'll show you that one in a second. In plotting functions, you can type in whatever functions you want If you want to use some pre-built functions, you can see those, and all you have to do is click on them and they will show up right away. You will have to put a comma in between the different functions that you want to use. I'm going to just graph the line right there. You can change how it's zoomed. You can see a preview and then go back and change the view. And then whenever you're ready, you just click Insert in Doc and it will insert it into your doc. Sometimes it takes a little while to insert the first one, and then after that they go a little bit faster. The first one in a particular document. So there's my graph. Again, I can resize it. This time, if I want to edit a graph from my document, I click on it and then click Edit from Doc, and it will pull that image in, allow me to change the function, and then I can reinsert it. Change it to 2. There's my changed graph. I said I would show you the points as well. If you scroll down a little bit, you can enter your points as coordinates. It tells you how to do that. So if I wanted to enter that point, I could enter that point on my graph. Another thing that's pretty cool is that it will get points from a table if you have a table in your document. So I'm going to select this table, say get points from table, and it adds those right into this field, which would allow me to create that that graph. Here we have it. So those are adding graphs. Again, you can do the scatter plot version or you can do the function version. Keep in mind that whatever is in the sidebar is going to graph. So if you want one or the other, make sure you delete anything you don't want to show up. Alright, so the next one, we're halfway there. The next one that I wanted to show you is statistical display. Right now there's only a few statistical displays that you can look at, but they're pretty handy. First off, you can enter your data as just a list of numbers, or again, you can choose to get your data from a table. I'm going to do it that way. So I'm going to select my table, get the data, and it will pull it all in for me, which is very cool. You can title your chart and then choose which you would like to use, histogram, box chart, or box and whisker plot. Even though I called it a histogram, I'm going to click box and whisker because that's the most fun one to see. And I'm going to click insert and it will insert it into my doc. Now, you don't have a lot of features with this statistical display. However, it is nice if you are just wanting to create a simple image from information in a table you already have in your doc. Alright, last but not least, we can also create handwriting entries. This one's very handy when you are using Google Forms. It's a little bit messy in docs, but I wanted to show it to you anyways. So first off, you have a pen, and you can choose the size of your pen. And then you can also choose the color of your pen. I'm going to choose a green pen. What you do is you just click and drag anything you want in that white box. If you change your mind about it, you can trash it right away. You don't have to go back into the document. So this way you can write some of your math works. It's a little bit clunky for doing a lot of actual work, but it's very nice if you want to draw a picture for something, or if you're having your students show their learning in this way, it's a quick way for them to do that. I'm going to insert that into my document using the same button as I do all the other times. And there we have it. So those are a few of the amazingly cool ways that you can use the gMath add-on in Google Docs. As I said, it's also out there for Sheets and Forms, but since there's a lot of different features with it, I wanted to take the time to just look at Docs and gMath in this video.